watch the Chicago.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of your favorite Monday night sports podcast here from the Chicagoland area. It is What's Up, Cuz? I am your host, Jason Palmer, along with my cousin who's joining me from his basement on the south side of Chicago, the coach himself, Lancey Irvin. Oh my! First of all, I take it you have nothing in your throat.
My throat was a little bit, My fault, Jay. I thought you was gonna welcome me to the Jersey Club.
Let me just put it up.
Okay. I'm not sure you're a Jersey connoisseur. I'm not sure you know whose Jersey this is because you don't respect your history. See, I don't know if you respect your history. I see the Brooklyn Dodger hat. I don't know if you know your history, so I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy the show. I wasn't saying that. I was just calling my signals.
So let me ask: is that a Homestead Grays jersey from the Negro Leagues, Lance Irvin?
What did you just say? The Homestead Grays? What you know about the Homestead Grays? Anybody can get lucky. It's test day today. It's test day.
I have a degree in African American studies, for the love of God.
Yes. It's test day. The Homestead Grays. What you know about the Homestead Grays?
The Homestead Grays, they were part of the Negro Leagues, man. My goodness. Jesus. Okay. What do you think I don't know about this stuff? I mean, you got the Kansas City Monarchs. That's what Satchel played. Satchel Paige, he played for that team.
Yeah, you really good, but you don't know whose jersey this is, though.
For the Grays, I don't know. I'm gonna guess Josh Gibson.
Oh, this dude, man. You lucked up, man. I told you whose jersey I was wearing. I told you whose jersey I was wearing.
No, you did not.
No, you did. Everybody listening to the show, I forgot I told him I purchased a Josh Gibson's jersey. That's the only reason he guessed it.
That's not the only reason I guessed it. I do have some knowledge here. My goodness.
So was Josh Gibson a home run hitter? How many home runs would you say he hit?
He was considered the home run king. He had more home runs than Babe Ruth. Now, you know what I don't know? I can't remember if Barry Bonds passed his number as well. I'm not 100% sure on that one.
I'm not sure. Some would say he hit over 800 home runs. I don't know, but if you know your history, that's what history says. So I just want him to get credit for what he did. That's it. That's all. And those times, Jay, the Negro Leagues was good. Good league. I remember we had Bob Kendricks on a couple of years ago.
Sure did.
From the Negro League. He was on the show, and I had the opportunity to visit the Negro League Cafe and the museum. Mm-hmm. It's a nice setup, Jay, with so much history. Matter of fact, on the next show, I'm gonna have to wear my hat that I got from the Negro League. But it's great, Jay. I love baseball just like you love baseball. I'm not gonna take up too much of the show talking about baseball, but I love me some baseball though. That's all I'm saying. But shout out to the
we do, and the Negro Leagues, very important part of American history. Hopefully they're still teaching it in Texas and Florida because I don't know what the hell they're actually doing. But if you ever had the opportunity, and I did. I had the opportunity to actually meet and interview some of those guys early in my journalism career in the early 2000s. So I actually got to interview Buck O'Neil.
Oh, wow.
When he was in Chicago. I mean, I got a chance to interview a few of them. There was a maintenance guy at Chicago State when I attended there. He actually played in the Negro Leagues back in the day. And, I would sit and listen and talk to him, and he would tell me stories. And I mean, those were some of the coolest dudes you could ever meet because they had some stories. I'm telling you what it was like playing in the Negro Leagues, not just the competition, but all the stuff that those guys had to go through just to be able to play and to be able to travel in some places that they were not welcome. And a lot of times they had to travel at night. So, I felt very blessed to be able to sit and talk with a lot of those gentlemen and just hear the oral history. To me, they were just like griots in our community, and I was very happy. We mentioned it before, and it is official. The video game is out. The new MLB The Show for 2023 is out, and they do have the Negro Leagues. The storylines are incorporated in the video game this year. It's a new experiment and kind of experience in the game. And what they're going to do is they're going to add more Negro League players each year. So I think they started with maybe 7 or 8 this year, and they're telling their stories. And then they're going to keep this thing going for the next 6 or 7 years or something like that is what the contract is. So everybody, if you're into video games like I am, pick up the new show 2023 and check out some of the Negro League characters. So
think about that, Jay. Having the opportunity for the Negro Leagues to be in the video game. And that means a lot because it was some good baseball. And like you said, they went through a lot to play the game that they love. And I can only imagine some of the stuff that they went through day in and day out, playing on fields that wasn't up to par. Like just doing stuff because you love the game, you love to play. And those guys was good showmen too, right?
Yeah.
They put on the show. They was really good players. I mean, I'm happy you almost and I don't play video games, Jay, but I might go out and get the video games. But I was also thinking about, Jay, whose idea was it to say, hey, let's add the Negro Leagues into the video game? There's always somebody out there advocating, for something that needs to be done. That's a great idea.
Well, I know our guy Bob Kendrick, who you just previously mentioned. Bob was a big part of this, but there was so many people that were current Major League African American players who said, hey, you all wonder why black kids are not into baseball as much as they used to. You got to do things that kind of promote them. And, if they see people who are like them in the sport, they're more than likely going to get involved with it. So I know a lot of current black American players got involved with this, and a lot of people in the gaming community, because gaming is now, as you know, gaming is now a college sport. Esports is now a college sport. You can get a college scholarship for this stuff. So there's a lot of people who was really pushing for it.
Jay, just think you could get a college scholarship. Like I tell some of my nephews, and I have nieces that play. They love video games, right? And I tell them, like, why not try to go to college to do that? There's money to be made out there doing things. And that's why we do the show, to talk about things that no one talked to us about when we was growing up, right? Think about that, Jay. You can go to school to play video games, to make video games. I mean, that's a hell of a field, and they making money too, from what I'm hearing now.
Oh yeah, they make
e-commerce business. Yeah,
it's huge. Well, you see, a lot of cities in Chicago is building one. They're building the esports stadiums now, so that they can host these big tournaments, events, and the seat and thing hold like 4,000-5,000 people, and they gonna come in to watch the tournament. So it's huge right now. It's a big industry, and more of our people got to really get involved in that. We got a good question here from Stephen Weekly. Did the estate of the families of the players get any residuals for the names of their ancestors? So Steve is basically asking about name and likeness, similar to what the college athletes ask for. Steve, I don't know the answer to that question, but I will find out for you, because that is a damn good question. Because obviously Satchel Paige has passed along and Buck O'Neil. So are their ancestors receiving any payments from that? That's a good question, Steve. I'm going to find out, Steve.
That's a great question. And going a little bit of history, like I was reading about Henrietta Lacks. And Henrietta Lacks, the African-American woman who they basically stole her cells.
Yep.
And, she helped come up with her cells to cure, cancer stuff and like that, AIDS and all the stuff that we're using these days. And her family, for the longest, didn't know it happened, and people made millions off her cells, the healer cells. Yep. And I'm not sure if her family is getting any money off that. I think they maybe started getting some a couple of years ago, but I'm not sure. But that's a great question.
That's an excellent question. I'm gonna get you an answer, Steve, for next week's show. I will reach out to Bob Kendrick myself and see if the families are getting something from that. That's a great question. So, hey, Welcome to What's Up, Cuz. I'm sorry I'm a little late in telling you that, but if this is your first time joining us, we appreciate you tuning in. If you're checking us out on the Sports Zone Chicago YouTube channel, go ahead and like and subscribe to that channel. If you're watching us on the Facebook Live feed, I know Lance has it up on his Facebook Live page. We appreciate you tuning in there. Also, you can always chime in with your questions and comments via those platforms as well. If you are watching us on the Sports Zone Chicago Roku channel, we appreciate you tuning in on the Roku channel. You can check us out anywhere in the world as long as you got a Roku. We appreciate you tuning in there, and I actually have us up on my Sports Zone Chicago Roku. See, here's proof, Sean. Look, I'm gonna turn my camera around here.
What you working with, cuz? Let's see.
That's me on the actual TV. So if you see it looks like a little delay, that's why. I got us on the TV, Lance Irvin. I got us on the TV. So I got us on the monitor there. I got you live here on my camera. Now I screwed up the camera. That's all right, but so so tune us in on the Roku channel. And if you want to watch us on the go, you're busy because it's nice outside, you want to watch us, no problem. Get the Sports Zone Chicago app, man. You can take us with you anywhere and tune in. And if you don't have the app, my cousin Lance is getting ready to tell you where you can get it.
On the iTunes store, the Google store, and the Amazon Play store. And like Jay said, you can hit me on my Facebook page and you can see us. You can see us like that too. But we appreciate you guys watching the stuff. And Jay, you kind of made me a superstar because I was at the grocery store a couple hours ago, and this young lady was like, "Hey, was that you I saw on the podcast last week?" Yeah, that was me. She didn't ask about you, Jay. She just asked about me. So I said, "Oh yeah, you mean with my cousin?" So I gave you a little bit of credit, but I mean, I don't know.
I appreciate that. It's good that you're getting recognized in grocery stores.
Yeah, I was like, dang, all I wanted was some spinach, so I keep my weight down.
Well, I'm not mad at you for that. We encourage everybody to try to be as healthy as possible. Make sure you mix some wonderful greens. All right, you ready? So this is going to be an abbreviated show of What's Up, Cuz tonight. We got a couple of family matters we have to take care of. So this is going to be an abbreviated show. No guests tonight, but Lord, do we have some topics. But I want to start out on a good note, Lance.
All right, what are we starting out with?
So here's the first topic. Spring is here, 75 degrees in Chicago. People that lost their mind in Chicago today. Halle Berry is taking naked pictures of herself on balconies and posting them. Women are not wearing clothes in Chicago. Everybody just lost their damn mind. We call this like not the official first day of spring, but in Chicago you can get a snowstorm next week in April. But it was 75 and sunny today, Lance.
Hey Jay, like yesterday, even for Easter, right? Paul and I went to get something to eat. Of course, we went to church first. I should say, of course, but we went to church. And she kept saying, "Oh, it's such a nice day out here. Such a nice day." Then today I'm driving, Jay, getting some lunch. And I'm like, "Are we wearing Daisy Dukes already?" Oh, okay. Okay, I thought I was back in Phoenix or something, cuz. I said, dang, then people driving up, picking their kids up in drop tops. And I'm like, who? Y'all do know y'all in Chicago now. But great weather. Chicago. Baseball weather, cuz. Baseball weather.
Yeah, ooh. You know how it is that first day, real warm weather when they hit that 70-degree mark. And, you see people who've been working out all winter, they can't wait to bust out their springtime body and all that good stuff. Well, you know how I was today. I don't even know why you
was
asked.
At the golf course. See, I told you. I knew it.
That's a very good answer. Very good answer. I did. I only did 9 holes today. I got to get back in the swing, but I'm playing tomorrow with some buddies, and we're doing 18 holes. So,
because when you come this way, we had to go to the driving range because I haven't been to the range or hit a golf ball in about 7 years now.
Oh, and wow. Okay.
Actually, I went from being a scrub, I went to a super scrub to being a scrub. So I haven't hit a ball in 7 years, so I'm probably back down to being a super scrub. And I actually enjoy playing too, because like the times that I played with Stephen Bartle, Daddy. Stephen Bartle from Flying Illini. play with his dad. His daddy can hit a golf ball so far. Steve daddy talk a lot of stuff when he played too.
Ooh,
Matter of fact, you and I need to make a trip down to Carbondale. I'm gonna see what type of player you are. I'm gonna call Dr. Bardo, tell him I'm bringing my cousin to take up from where I left off at because I was bad. Ooh, they talked about me bad.
Okay. Actually, today I wasn't bad today. I actually had 3 pars. And like I said, I was just, first time out there, just kind of hitting, trying to get loose for tomorrow. But I only played 9 holes, but I parred 3 of them. I triple bogey 2 of them, but I did par 3 of them. And, it's just a timing thing, getting your rhythm back and, practicing back on your fundamentals. So, I'm looking forward to a good season in season 3 for me. But spring is here.
But Jay, speaking of spring and fundamental, and I don't know if you had this on the script because I was running super late, but what about Tiger Woods? I mean, I don't know if you had the opportunity to watch a little bit of. I watched some of Tiger, then I watched the second day, the highlights and stuff. And what's your thoughts on Tiger? Cuz
it's like any other great athlete or boxer. You got to know when to exit stage right. You just got to know when it's time because it hurts to see him in pain. Literally, he was literally in pain. It just hurt you. Like, this is one of the greatest golfers of all time. Mm-hmm. And he just, it was funny. I was telling my wife this morning, he's the perfect example of an athlete who don't know what to do after their time being an athlete is up. Like, he don't know what to do. And I'm like, dude, go spend time with your family, design golf courses, do whatever the hell you're supposed to be doing, because to see you out there now in physical pain after that car accident, bruh.
And Jay, being an athlete, I think we get it, right? We want to play a sport that we love as long as possible. And his years was taken away from him because of the accident. I understand, I get it. But it's always a but. You have to know when, especially when he's walking the course, Jay. Mm-hmm. I mean, I could imagine how much he's going through walking the course because I had knee surgeries, right? And for the last couple of weeks, Jay, my knee has been on fire. And today, somebody asked me, normally I do a little jog when I hit some volleyballs with kids playing around. They was like, Coach, why don't you hit one? Nah, I'm not hitting one. I'm gonna save me from me. Because as soon as I had a floating serve, Bricky caught me the floating serve, Jay. So you got to float. Man, if I would have floated and hit that thing, I gotta come down. I gotta land. Sooner or later, I'm floating. I'm gonna land, and my knee already is in pain. I saved myself from me. I saved me from me today, cuz. And in this point of Tiger Woods, Jay, right? We're just saying it's hard for him to compete at the level he used to competing at, right? Maybe he could play in some pro-ams. Maybe he could do stuff like that. But just to see him wincing, Jay, he got back issues and knee. I mean, what? Didn't he have like 5 back surgeries?
He's had knee surgery, back surgery. His wife tried to kill him with a golf club. I mean, he's driven off the side of a mountain. Bruh, just stop. Just stop. It's going to be okay. Yeah. So, so it was painful to watch Tiger. Congratulations to the winner, who went to Arizona State University. I don't know if you know that, the winner of the Masters.
Oh, I missed that. I got to call Nicholas about that one.
He went to Arizona State University, and he's the first European to win the Masters since Seve Ballesteros did it, the late Seve Ballesteros. But, so congratulations to the winner and Arizona State University alum. All right. Uh-oh. Here's Sean.
Seve Ballesteros.
Ballesteros. Baya. What did I say? Bala?
Bala.
Oh, Baya.
Ballesteros. Yeah, the 2 L's gives a Y sound. The 2 L's together gives a Y sound.
See,
and he was from Spain, correct?
I think he's from Spain.
Good question.
I think he was from Spain.
I think it's Spain. I bet y'all 20 push-ups. He was from Spain.
20 push-ups.
20 push-ups. He's from Spain.
That's the man who can't jump and hit a volleyball.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think he is from Spain.
Yeah, so. I think he's from Spain though. Okay.
It's España. Okay, that's all.
Excellent. Nice. All right. So Lance Irvin, you were off. We were off last week, everyone, for the national championship game, and also Lance was on spring break. What's up, Gia? Good to see you. Lance was
Gia didn't comment about my jersey today. She didn't say anything about my jersey. You always comment about your jersey. Go ahead, though.
So, Lance, you were on spring break last week. And so someone asked me a question.
What's the
question?
I
said, okay, I'm going to ask Lance. And they gave 4 different responses that you can answer to. They said, what did Lance do for spring break? I'm reading. They said,
holla at me.
A, he was coaching basketball. B, he went on vacation. C, he sat at home and did absolutely nothing. Or D, he did whatever his wife Paula told him to do. So what is your answer to what did you do for spring break?
Last spring break, first of all, last vacations is always in like July or August, first of all. Lance rarely takes vacation during this time. You know, I coach my little nephew Kobe's AAU team.
Okay.
So I coached Kobe AAU team. You know, I'm in school, so I did a ton of schoolwork. Lance went swimming. Lance lifted weights. Lance ran his mouth on the phone calling other coaches, trying to understand this name, image, and likeness stuff because it's literally kids, Jay, asking coaches during they spill, okay, how much name, image, and likeness of money, NIL, do you give out? I need at least 50,000. I need 120,000. So, okay, G. I appreciate that, GG. But now, so I did that, G, and it's like this name, image, and likeness stuff, at least in basketball, Jay, it's crazy. Football is not as bad, but it's bad. If you going, like I was talking to somebody talking about name, image, and likeness for football, right? Yeah. And they were saying like at the top tier schools, most of the players getting like at least 40,000. Think about that, Jay. If you're the 90th man, you're getting 40,000.
Nice. I ain't mad at him.
Nah,
I ain't mad at him at all. Okay.
So to answer that question, spring break was learn is crazy. I need a break after spring break.
Okay. Well, we got a little something for you. I cooked up a little something for you.
I want you to get for me, cuz. Talk to me.
You know, you were off last week. You were on spring break. And, you know, I know you were an educator. Your wife is an educator. So I wanted to do a little throwback because, you know, I know how it was back in the day when we were in school. And, you know, you're like, yeah, I was out on spring break and, you know, we kicked it and had a good time. And then the first day you come back to school, you walk in the classroom, teacher's like, all right, everybody put your books away. We're going to have a pop quiz. So we got a pop quiz for you, Lance Irvin. Your first day back off of spring break. And so we have a quiz for you.
Bring it on. GG, I'm answering all these right.
Oh, Lord. Last time you did the questions, they were a little suspect.
I went 2 for 2. I went 2 for 4.
I think you went 2 for 4.
2 out of 4. Come on, talk to me. We're gonna make this a regular part of the show.
Let's go. Today we have this segment is called "What Does Lance Know?" What does Lance know? And that could be no K-N-O-W or that could be no N-O. What does Lance know? All right. So today's questions all have something to do with spring.
Okay, come on.
Something to do with spring. So in the answer, it could be spring or it's just something that has to do with the spring season. Okay,
let's get it.
All right. Now, we're going to start out. We're going to try to ease you into the contest. All right. We're going to ease you into the contest. All right. Sean is setting things up. I think we're about ready for the first question here.
Come on, let me get my people ready just in case.
Oh, Lord.
Let me get at Brookie. Gia, I hope you still on here, Gia. Let me get Brooklyn Irvin. Okay.
Oh, Lord.
Okay.
I'm good. You're actually your Paula, too, seeing that the wife is also a school teacher. All right, you ready?
Yeah, let's go get it.
All right, here we go. Here's your first question. What does Lance know? Question number 1. Daylight savings time occurs every spring. Which way do we turn our clocks during the spring?
Forward.
Lance says forward. That is correct. He is 1 for 1, ladies and gentlemen. He is 1 for 1, Lance Irvin. Good job.
Come on, talk to me.
It's also called spring forward.
Spring forward.
Right? Remember?
Yes,
spring forward, fall back. All right. Great job,
Okay,
Lance Irvin.
spring
All right.
forward. Okay, let's go.
Very, very good. Very good. All right. Let's go to question number 2. And what does Lance know? Baseball teams play games in Arizona and Florida starting in February and going until March. What is it officially called?
Spring training. Spring training in my Nick Irvin voice.
Spring training is correct, Lance Irvin. Oh my goodness, he's on a roll, folks. That is 2 for 2. 2 for 2.
That's the best you have.
That's
the best you have. I'm going 4 for 4 today, like the value meals in Burger King and White Castle.
Well, it's 5 questions, so if you go 4 for 4, I don't know what to ask you.
5 for 5. Anyway. Come on, talk to me. Talk to me.
All right, here is the third question. Every spring, over 60 men's and women's basketball teams participate in this tournament that is nicknamed
March Madness.
March Madness. That is correct. That is correct as well, Lance.
If I get that wrong, I need to be fired.
You are 3 for 3. 3 for 3, Lance Irvin. All right, now the questions get more difficult.
Come on, talk to me. Talk to me.
Right.
You asked me one about Bob Baffert?
Okay. No, I did not. And there are actually 6. And there are actually 6 questions. I'm sorry. I told you 5. It's actually 6. All right.
Come on, keep
these last
coming.
3 they're going to be a little bit more difficult.
I'm on the road.
All right, here we go. Question number 4. We're going to test your Chicago public school education here. What is the official name for the graduation ceremony for college graduates that occurs in April or May? What is the official name for the graduation ceremony for college students that occurs in April or May?
Spring graduation.
Spring graduation.
Commencement. Spring commencement.
The buzzer went off. Just like in basketball, the ball was still in your hand when the buzzer went off.
I didn't say final answer. What's the answer?
Your final answer was your answer. It is spring commencement, Lance Irvin.
Spring commencement.
You said spring graduation. You do not get credit for that.
Oh, no, come on.
Sorry. You do not get credit for that. I'm sorry. You didn't.
You
did not get
it. You're killing me. You don't want me to be great.
You're doing all right. You're 3 for 4. 3 for 4. 75%. All right. Here we go. Question number 5. On what does Lance know? Finish this phrase. April showers brings.
Oh.
Think hard.
Oh my goodness.
April showers brings
May. I don't know, what is it? Dang it. What is
it? Close. Mayflowers. It rhymes. April showers brings Mayflowers. You had the May part, but you didn't know what else.
See, that rhyme was way before my time. So, that was when Pops and Mama was doing all that type stuff. I'm like the young kids, April showers bring booming biz or something like that. Thought you were gonna say April showers bring that nice big body Benz or something.
Okay. All right. So you're now.
I'm getting this last one.
You got to get the last one here. All right. He's gotten 3 out of the 5. You're shooting 60%. Can you finish 4 for 6? All right. Now this last one is going to be interesting. So let's see if you know this one. All right. I don't know who wrote these questions. Question number 6.
I'm waiting for Brookie and Gia to phone in.
Question number 6 on what Lance knows. This spring ritual occurs every year on April 15th. It makes every American citizen steaming mad unless you're going to be waiting on a check.
Hey, come on, Jay. Everybody know that's tax time. It's tax season, baby. It's tax season. Taxes. That didn't matter. Taxes, baby. Taxes. Let's go.
His answer is tax season.
Come on, talk to me.
I need to hear from the judges.
Come on,
it's not called tax season. Okay. You are getting credit for this one, Lance Irvin.
Come on.
You are an American citizen. We all hate tax day anyway. April 15th is the last day to file your taxes with me. You people got 5 days, and I got to hurry up and get my stuff to my cousin Andrews.
But you only have to file if you owe money. If you get money back, you don't have to file.
We are not tax attorneys. Please do not listen to Lance Irvin.
I'm telling you, I talk to my tax people all the time. I was like, whoo. I said that last year. Ooh, I was nervous because it was April 15th. Like, you really can pay whenever. That's if you owe. Well, how do you know if you owe or not? So I do that for April 15th.
We need to run a disclaimer on the bottom of the screen for that last answer.
I'm telling y'all, ask your tax person. You know, see, it's called Lance Knows for a reason. Lance, trust me. I'm gonna have my tax person call in next week. I'm my tax person.
And technically,
tax advice.
Technically, it's called "What Does Lance Know?" Not knows, no. But you finished 4 for 6. 4 for 6, Lance Irvin. That is really.
I'm really good. I'm one of these people. I'm not happy going 4 for 6. An average person could go 4 for 6. You could go 4 for 6. You know, I'm not happy. I want 6 for 6. But you know, the questions I get, they get a little bit tougher. But you know, I'm fine about that.
Oh,
Let's
God.
Go get it.
All right, not bad at all. I was very impressed. This was a pop quiz. You had no idea this was coming. You know, you were fresh off spring break. You know, we had to get you back in the right mode. And, you know, I'm feeling confident we can continue with the show now. But I think you might be okay today.
But, Jay, I play point guard. Even when I'm not ready, I'm ready. So I got to be ready. Yeah, I gotta be ready. You see how calm? See, people that didn't play the point guard position, they get a little nervous. They get all out of whack. I make an adjustment. Just time out. Take a deep breath.
Very good. You did very well. All right. So we're gonna take a quick. I appreciate the disclaimer by our producer Sean. Yes, thank you. Please, I don't need nobody going to jail. They're calling me. Well, Lance said he knows on his little segment what Lance knows. You ain't getting me in trouble.
Person on the phone. Get my tax person on the phone.
You get him on the phone. We gotta go to commercial break, everybody. We'll be back in about 2 minutes with some more sports topics. You are watching What's Up, Cuz.
Boy. What's in the glass, cuz?
Water.
At a time when the news seems as subjective as the partisan politics dividing this country, independent professional journalism has become a resource people need to get the honest and accurate information for their lives. That's why I created JQReports.com. As a born and raised Chicagoan, I know this city better than anyone. So my investigative stories are all original, and they'll go deeper to expose the truth by using information obtained from public information databases and in-depth interviews with the movers and shakers. My feature stories will introduce you to people and businesses who are changing the world, not just Chicago. My missing person stories will spotlight those who you don't hear about in the mainstream media, who are often overlooked. If you want to hear my personal views on things around the world, check out my blog site. which is based off of factual information and my life experiences. There's also past episodes of my weekly sports podcast show, What's Up Cuz, that I host with my real-life cousin, Lance Irvin. So if you're looking for all this information and more, check out jcoydenreports.com and follow me on Twitter at jcoyden.
Welcome back, everybody, to What's Up, Cuz. I'm your host, Jason Palmer, along with my cousin, the coach himself, Lance Irvin. We're doing an abbreviated edition of What's Up, Cuz. This week, we got a couple things that we need to take care of. Also, the WNBA draft is currently airing on ESPN. And guess who was the overall #1 pick?
Hey, come on now. You know, I would have went with Aaliyah Boston out of South Carolina. That's who I would have picked. I mean, she has the ability to get a double-double every time she hits the court. So it better have been Aaliyah Boston.
That is correct. Aaliyah Boston of South Carolina was the overall #1 pick. The latest pick is Haley Jones from Stanford. Looks like she's going to be going to Connecticut. She's a 6'1" guard.
Yeah, 6-foot point guard, 6'1" from Stanford. The one with the puff, she could really shoot. She could play multiple positions. She's a good defender. I mean, she played well at Stanford. She had a great career at Stanford. So shout out to her. Nice.
Shout out to her. The Sky Arts. Do they have a first-round pick this year?
I don't think they have one, Jay.
Yeah, I think he traded them away. I don't think we got one this year. I think we got only like a second. Diamond Miller from Maryland. She went second. Maddie Segrist from Villanova. She went third.
Ooh, she could score that ball, Jay. Maddie, she could give it to you how you want it.
Okay.
I'm not saying she's a Caitlin Clark, but she gives it to you how you want it.
Stephanie Soares went 4th. And it looks like Haley Jones went 6th. So the Indiana Fever will be selecting next. But Haley Jones, congratulations to her. She is the latest selection, and WNBA season will be coming up in just a couple of weeks. And of course, you know, as always, we get a WNBA player from our Chicago Sky on. We got a couple of people out there who we were trying to get. We are requesting to get Dana Evans and Isabel Harrison, who's a new player to the Sky this year. But we think we're going to get them in the coming weeks. So stay tuned. We will let you all know about that as well. All right, let's get to some sports topics that took place over the weekend. We'll talk about something that happened very recent yesterday. The Chicago White Sox, in their game against the Pittsburgh Pirates yesterday, had a bench clearing incident. No punches were really thrown, but things got really heated after a slide at the plate by the shortstop for the Pirates, Cruz. He slid into Sebi Zavala of the White Sox, the catcher, and it did not go well for Cruz, Lance. He ended up fracturing his ankle on this play. He was sliding in. He slid. I don't know what kind of slide he called himself on, but he basically injured himself. And is lucky that he didn't injure the catcher on the play. It was so awful. But you can see his leg got caught up underneath him, and then the player landed on him, and he was in a terrible position. It was pretty nasty, and he fractured his ankle. He will be out for a significant amount of time. What did you think of that play? Did you think it was a dirty play? Did you just think it was the wrong fundamentals? What was your thoughts on that?
I didn't think it was a dirty play because I think, you know when you're going in a home plate, a good catcher is going to block the plate on you. Like we say in basketball, he's going to put the wood on you. Thus, you have to, I don't know if you can still do this. They used to teach us to run them over.
Okay.
You slide. You can't do that anymore. But you got to slide differently. Like when I saw the way he slid in there, I didn't like his slide, Jay. I maybe would have went head first. Maybe, but you know how your instincts take over. But I'm not sure. But I didn't think the catcher tried to injure him. I just thought he was blocking the plate. What's your thoughts, cuz?
So when I saw the play, even before he slid, I was watching. I was like, man, he got a terrible angle. I was like, where he going? So I was like, why is he not going more to the outside of third baseline? I was like, I couldn't understand where he was going with this. And then when I saw him going to the slide, then I really got confused. I was like, that ain't a good slide, dude. What the hell are you doing? And then he kind of undercut the catcher. He slid into like the catcher's shin. And I was like, what the hell is he doing? And the next thing I know, he's rolling around on the field in pain.
No, I'm like, when he, like you said, when he turned the corner, I knew he was gonna be out.
Yeah.
Then I'm like this. Jay, all he could do was maybe try, like you said, you can't do it, try to knock the ball out of his glove or something. Like, he didn't do anything wrong, Jay. He protected his house, like Under Armour said.
Yes.
House. He protected his house. It's not like he like put the forearm on him. No, he just protected his space. And I'm like, why y'all clearing off the bench? He was out. There's nothing to say he should have held the run up then. With that being said, Jay, I thought it was a bad play for them. So I don't have a problem with the way now I don't want to say we're sympathetic to him getting hurt, right? Because we don't see any player get hurt, but it wasn't a malicious act by the catcher.
I agree. I didn't blame the catcher at all for it. I think this was just a terrible base running play by Mr. Cruz. I don't know what he was doing there, but it was a terrible base run there, and unfortunately, he got really seriously injured. I am wishing him a very speedy recovery. And then all the stuff that happened afterwards, Sevy said something to him in the heat of the moment. Basically said, what the hell are you doing? But, and I'm cleaning it up. But, after he hit him, he's like, what are you doing? Because he has so much room to avoid the catcher. And I just, I felt bad for Sevy being caught up in the middle of that. But, Mr. Cruz is injured. And once again, I wish him a very, very speedy recovery on Neil Cruz. That was nasty. Didn't nobody want to really watch that. But, unfortunately, you see things.
But, Jay, when they cleared the bench, right, I didn't think they really wanted to clear the bench myself. I mean, maybe I'm just too old school. When they came out there, I was like, oh, they coming out there to shake hands or something? Like, they really didn't. I mean, to me, did you think they came out there like they really wanted to do something?
With baseball fights, and I've been in a couple of them, it's a lot of yakking. And every once in a while, there are punches thrown. And then every once in a while, it's like a serious fight. Because most of the time, when there's a baseball fight and a brawl, I've been involved in a few. I actually started one. But I've been in a few of them. It's usually a guy throws one of them punches, like I'm going to throw a punch just so they can see me throw. And then somebody hold me back. And then everybody's holding everybody back. And it's usually the bigger dudes. Like on my high school team, a lot of my teammates were the football players. So they were like the guys who would really, hold everybody back. Because nobody really wanted to fight. And you see that with with baseball. So,
It's not like the days of Reggie Jackson, Pedro Martinez. Pedro's coming out there now. You better watch your face when Pedro came running out there, right?
Yeah.
Reggie had the left hand. Reggie fire on you in a second.
Right.
Like it's an unfortunate situation, but I don't think guys really want to fight like that. Like
they make too much money. They make too much money. Who the hell would mess up their money?
Good point. Like, I'm not gonna change the subject, but I'm not gonna call him an idiot. But Rudy Gobert, I'm not gonna change the subject. But I don't know if you saw that little punch he threw to the chest. Come on, Rudy, stop it. Just Rudy, come on. Now you suspended for a game. Like what? Nah, Jay, that goes into like that's like shacking a fool. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Why?
They make too much money. They make too much money. They can't be out there fighting. All of them, in all professional sports, they all make too much money. And I get it. A lot of it is still though. They part of the sport and they competitive. And sometimes it does get real out there. But for the most part, they ain't trying to be out there swinging no punches, man. It ain't. Come on, it ain't going to happen. So, all right. Yep. So that's what happened. I'm glad to get your thoughts on that. All right, let's go to what happened last week because we were off, so we didn't get a chance to weigh in on this particular controversy, which I have aptly titled "Put a Ring on It."
Ooh.
The Angel Reese Caitlin Clark controversy during the national championship game, where in the final moments, Reese taunted Caitlin Clark by pointing to her ring finger on her right hand, and then all hell broke loose on Black Twitter. Then Jill Biden, the first lady, wanted to invite the losers to the White House along with the winners, and people were like, Jill, what the hell are you doing? You don't speak when you don't know what you're talking about. Then Joe Biden had to come out the next day and said Jill got a little ahead of herself, so he couldn't throw his wife completely under the bus, but he had to be like, baby, you need to let me handle this one. But what can I say? So put a ring on it. Lance Irvin, what were your thoughts on the Angel Reese taunt of Caitlin Clark?
It's a lot of layers to this. First of all, shout out to LSU women.
Yes.
I actually, when I recruited in Baltimore, I used to go up to Angel Reese's school. So we signed a player from a school. And I shot with Angel Reese a time or two. She's a really good player. She's a really good person. Like, she was nice. But with that being said, though, if you want to dish not, see, Caitlin Clark was doing that in the game before. I think one of them other games. I mean, I knew that she did it. So I'm like, why y'all mad now? Because Angel Reese giving it back to her, right? If you don't want people to do you like that, A, you don't do it. B, you win the game. I didn't find nothing wrong with it. Like the stuff Steph Curry does, Jay. They should be mad at Steph Curry then. Steph Curry, Jay, what is Steph Curry doing when he's shooting a ball, turning in the air, looking at you? What is he doing? Jay, he talking crazy too now. But yes. I didn't think nothing was wrong with Angel Reese did. Now, I wish she would have stopped after the first time she did it and kept waving her hands in her face. But I do know emotions take over. Like, I probably would have hit it one time and I would have quit it. But now I didn't see nothing wrong with it because Caitlin Clark dished it out. And then, like, the Jill Biden stuff, Jay. This is not a participation award where you lose, you come to the White House. So every other sport, I said to myself, she just spoke. She didn't, first of all, she doesn't watch the games, I don't think. Secondly, Jay, you inviting the losers to the White House? What is this about?
Yeah.
This ain't when you 5 or 6. You lose, you stay at home. Would you want to go with them to the White House after I came in second?
No, and thank goodness, the young woman at the University of Iowa said in a very political way, it's a very gracious offer from the First Lady, but no thank you. We, this is for, LSU. They won outright. And I just think that the First Lady, she got excited. She got a little ahead of herself and she threw it out there. But because, Iowa's team is predominantly white, LSU's team is predominantly black, people went on the, this is, white entitlement, blah, blah, blah. And I honestly just think the woman made a mistake. She didn't quite understand the situation. And, she just said something that she shouldn't have said. It's okay, y'all. I know we all are fighting politics in the United States 24/7, but this is not really a political move. She just spoke out of turn. It's okay. It happens sometimes.
I mean, people do mess up, right?
Yes.
But, like, at least they corrected the situation. But I'm pretty sure now when people in the camp was listening, they were like, what did you just say?
Yeah.
But she should have came back and said, I made a mistake. Did she come back and say that?
No, her husband did it for her. He covered for her.
She should have did it herself.
I ain't mad at him. No, you can't do that. You gotta protect your wife. I get it. I get it.
But do you agree with what else Angel Reese said? We want to go see Michelle Obama anyway.
Yeah, I wouldn't have said that. I probably wouldn't have said that. But okay. And here's the interesting dynamic in this whole thing.
Talk to me, cuz. Talk to me.
And I've told you before, and hell, I said on our very last show, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure I did. I can't stand this woman. I can't stand Kim Mulkey. I cannot stand her.
Boy.
She is a good coach, but I cannot stand this woman. And one of the reasons why I cannot stand her is because when people forget, she was the head coach at Baylor. And remember when Baylor won that national championship and Trump was the president of the United States. And she's a big-time supporter of President Trump. But her team was mostly African Americans, and them girls wasn't feeling him. And they didn't want to go to the White House. They were like, no, we don't want to go. And she forced them to go. And then there was that iconic photo of them all there in the White House. And, you know, they all looking like, you can see the disgust on their faces. They were there. They did not want to be there. And she forced them to go. So you have that dynamic. And now she goes to LSU and she's got players who came out and like, well, I want to see Obama's anyway. So I don't know how that's going to play well with their coach. But, you know, I'm kind of like, well, Kim, you opened up that can of worms when you made them black girls go see Trump when they didn't want to go. So, I mean, there's so many layers to this, like you just said. But I also think that, you know, talking crap is part of the game. You know, it's part of the game. What you want me to say? They gonna talk a little bit, and like you say, if you can't take it, then don't do it. And to Caitlin's credit, she said I didn't have a problem with it. She didn't have a problem with it. So
you know why? Because she knows she talks stuff too.
Yeah, she does.
Like I don't know.
They said Larry Bird used to talk mad stuff in the NBA.
Oh, he was the best. They said. They said he was the best. I'm a run to the right block. I'm gonna post you up. I'm gonna fade over my left shoulder. It's not gonna hit no rim. They said Larry was like, oh man, they got the 15th string guard me. That's the insult. Get him off me. They said he walked past coaches like, if you don't take him off me, I'm gonna give him 50. So I advise you to take him off me. He talk crazy. Most Michael Jordan talks super crazy. He's talking crazy in a softball game.
Yeah,
like they all talk crazy.
They all talk crazy. So, you know, I was like, why is everybody weighing in on this? This is part of the sport. The thing I did love about it was that everybody was talking about women's basketball. I was like, okay, good. Because, you know, controversy sells. It's good for the sport. So I'm like, yeah, anything I can do to help promote the sport, I'm down with that. So y'all keep arguing about this stupid stuff that I know happens on every basketball court in the United States of America. And then one last thing on this topic, because my butt was so naive and I didn't really know about the Caitlin Clark, what she had done previously. When I saw the young lady doing the ring thing, I thought she was saying she was about to get married.
Come on, cuz, stop it.
I swear to God, I had no clue what the controversy. I'm like, oh, the young lady's getting married. Okay, congratulations. And then people like, yeah, that's not what it's about. I was like, well, what she said, she getting a ring. So I thought some dude came up to her and was putting a ring on it or something. I didn't know.
But Jay, if I'm not mistaken, she did that in like, I want to say in the semifinal game, I think also. When one of the games maybe in the conference tournament, she did that a couple times.
Draw a ring on her or something?
Yeah, I think she maybe got a tattoo or something on her finger or something, but yeah, it's on there. She did it. I saw it like, Jay, if you go back either the semifinal or like one of the games in the conference tournament, she did that then too. She was like,
oh, I thought the young lady was in love. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
I tell you what, she's in love with the 300,000+ she's getting in NLI with Coach Steele and Sonics, and hey, she is brutal when it comes to her social media game. Her social media game is tight. She went live right after. Her social media game is fantastic.
They said that she got so many new followers that she now qualifies for that next tier of whatever it is that you make money on from the social media things. I don't know exactly. So I was like, oh, okay. Jordan Horston from Tennessee is going to Seattle. She's just been picked. She's going to Seattle. She is 6'2" from the University of Tennessee. Also, Letitia Amir from South Carolina. She went as the number 8 pick. Jordan Horston of Tennessee is the current pick. 9th going to Seattle. The Los Angeles Sparks will be selecting next.
See, Seattle needed that length. After losing Breanna Stewart, they needed somebody kind of like, I'm not going to say fill her shoes, but because Breanna Stewart's shoes tough to fill. But Jordan, she has length. She has handles. She's smooth with it. Goes inside and outside. And she can run the court. And she's long. So that's that length they need after losing Breonna Stewart.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. So let's go. I have to tell you congratulations. I've been giving you crap all day for this show. But we got to give you credit for this one. Lance Irvin. UConn wins the men's title. Hey. They were your second pick. You said they were probably going to win it. We put you under pressure. You came up with your first pick. That one didn't work, but your second pick was right on. UConn wins the national championship after they defeated San Diego State in the title game last Monday night. Congratulations to UConn.
Shout out. Matter of fact, I need to call my man. My man is one of the assistant coaches for UConn, so let's call to see if we get him on the show. He played at Texas El Paso. My man Camino. So we try to get him on the show. But Jay, they was playing so well, right, leading up to the conference tournament, right? They was beating people pretty good. And not saying the part about I watched them play and they was beating people in the tournament. No, they was beating people pretty good during the year. They had size, they had good shooters. They saying Justin Hawkins put his name into the draft, and they saying he might go like a lottery pick now. So I mean, shout out, and selfishly, I wanted them to win because Bobby works for Nick, and it just looked good for the family, I would say. But this team played well. They stingy on defense, Jay. They ran good, tough offense, and I like teams that's tough. So they did a great job. They were tough. They executed on both ends, and their defense was stingy. So shout out to the UConn Huskies, but I mean San Diego State. They made San Diego State look small. So, but they won by Jay. They steamrolled everybody by at least 15 points. So, but I don't know if you watched the game, but, people were saying they knew after that run when San Diego State didn't make a score for I want to say 5 to 6 minutes. They said they knew the game was over. Plus the ratings for this game, Jay, they had some low ratings for this game.
Yeah, I know they did.
The rating wasn't.
The wife was like, "You're not really into this game." I'm like, "This ain't gonna be no game." I kept telling her, "This one ain't gonna really be no game." Yeah, I'm not really tripping on this one, but I watched. I think maybe the second half. I watched portions of the game, but you could just tell this one ain't gonna be. This one ain't gonna be all that, y'all. So.
And shout out to Dusty May, the coach from FAU, Jay. He signed a 10-year extension, went from $400,000 to $1.25 million.
That's a pretty good raise. That is a pretty good raise.
People ask me, you gonna try to get back in coaching? Hell yeah, with the money they making.
How much would you say? How much would you say it's gone up just in the last 2 or 3 years?
I mean, head coaches or assistants?
Both.
Assistants pay since 20 years ago. When I got in 20 years ago, you'd probably say the most somebody was making was probably I'd give them 100,000, maybe. Let's say 80. Nah, average person on the Big Ten staff making 250, 300, 20,000. Okay. So some assistants making 700,000. So the money has went up. It's increased. You got head coaches making $5 million a year. I think Calipari, Kansas, may be making $9 million to $7 million. I know Coach K was up there. So most head coaches in the Power 5, I'd say they're making at least $1.7 million. Power 5s.
Okay.
So I mean, it's went up drastically because.
Very good. Very good. The Los Angeles Sparks with the 10th pick, they have selected Zia Cook from South Carolina, making her the third player from South Carolina to go in this first round. Is it pronounced Zaya or Zia?
Zaya Cook.
Zaya Cook.
She got the handles too, Jay. She can shoot that ball too. So, shout out to South Carolina. They said they got another 1 or 2 that might get drafted too. So they said she might have 5. I think at least 4. So it's another one they saying might get picked. But
Well,
Dawn said, know what she's doing.
She got 3 of the first 11 picks. Zaya is wearing a gorgeous dress. It looks like almost like an Academy. Yeah, she's wearing like an Academy Award almost looking kind of dress. And just a very beautiful young lady as well. And she's crying during her interview here with Holly Rowe. And I can tell the emotions are really flowing. She's so happy to be selected. So the WNBA draft currently taking place as well. And Dawn is there. I know how proud she is to have 3 of her players going so early in the draft. Good evening to you too, Armando. Thank you for joining us. You missed Lance. Almost failed another test, Armando, but he got 4 out of 6, so he did all right. All right. So we're getting ready to close out this abbreviated edition of What's Up, Cuz, because we have some other things we have to do, but we still got one more thing to discuss.
What's the one more, cuz?
There is one more topic that we need to discuss.
Where we going with this? Where we going?
And here is the question. Will we see Lance Irvin on the new Hulu special about Freaknik? Lance Irvin, were you there in the 90s, sir?
That's one of the things, Jay, I'm kind of disappointed I never had the opportunity to attend. Like, that's one of the things, you know, everybody say, what you wish you would if you had to turn back the clock.
Yes.
I'm going down there. Your cousin Cindy Irvin used to tell me about some of the festivities down there. Now, hell, Paula Rice, you were down there, hell. Stop laughing like you
I was not down there. I'm like you. I never got a chance to go.
Man.
I was actually supposed to go one time with Pat, and something fell through. I had to work or something crazy happened, but he was down there a lot. I wasn't down there like that. But, oh, my God, and I agree with you. I wish I was there.
I didn't even know they was doing a special. They have a special on Hulu, huh?
Yes, there's a Hulu special coming out, and everyone our age is now nervous because one of the things we've always done in our generation is tell the current generation, see, we ain't got no evidence of all the stuff we did back in the day. You know, y'all got social media, y'all got to take pictures of everything and video, and then you go post it, you dummies, you tell on yourself. Well, everybody forgot about them VHS camcorders back in the day.
Ooh-wee.
And you can tell they using VHS footage because that's a VHS tape quality photo right here. I know that look.
Hey, JC, they got the spray on T-shirts too. Ooh, that's gonna be ugly, Jay. Ooh.
So you're gonna see like the Bossy Flossy posse in their heyday and all sorts of stuff. So everyone is on pins and needles, wondering who we will see at the Freaknik. It's gonna be quite interesting. Yes. Nervous Pervert says Gia Warren. Steve Weekly, he says Granny ASL picture. It's gonna be.
You gonna see Meech and Terry down there? You gonna see the BMF crew?
It's gonna be interesting. I'm very interested to see one, how they acquired this footage. Because one thing about our generation, we're pretty good about hiding stuff. So they must have been offering people some incredible deals to come up with this footage. And two, they better hope the damn tape work once you put it in the machine. I don't even know how they pulled that off because I still got a VCR and I still got some tapes from I got tapes from them Bull celebrations back in the 90s and tapes of Chicago footage and a whole lot of other stuff. But I was never at the Freaknik.
Dang, we missed that.
Yeah, we might have missed that one. Hey, man, what can you say? We're happily married men now, so it was in our best interest not to be at the Freaknik.
Well, you know, they say everything is a learning experience, right? So my thing, what could we have learned from attending Freaknik? It's a learning experience. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know what we would have learned. I do know what we would have experienced.
Your experiences could have made you better husbands in all aspects.
Thank you, Sean. See, everything's a learning experience. Sean,
everything. Yeah. You know what? I did not go when and that's when I was in college. I graduated in '93, and so you know we had talked about going down there. And I think my freshman year we had talked about going on spring break somewhere. And one of the guys was like, because I went to PWI, so there were only like 100 people of color at Holy Cross, and you know we were talking like, man, we should go down to Atlanta Freaknik, and we started talking about it. We're hearing stories, and people had friends who went to, Morehouse and Clark Atlanta and other schools down there. They said it was just out of control and we should go. And unfortunately we didn't. We did not go to Freaknik. So we only went to spring break. I only went to spring break. My senior year, we went down to South Padre Island.
In Texas.
Yes, and we drove down. So we drove from Worcester, Massachusetts. We took 95 south. Woo, there it is. 95 south. And 95 drove down 95 south, cut through Alabama, Mississippi, Alabama. I got a crazy story when we were in Mississippi. Went down to New Orleans, down 10, all the way down to the tip in Harlingen, Texas. Before we drove over the bridge to South Padre. That was crazy, crazy, crazy. It was a good time. And there were only 4 of us, and we were partying so hard. All right. There's 4 of us, only 4 of us who went down from Holy Cross. People were they're like, "Oh, are you with those guys from Holy Cross? Oh, we heard about yesterday. Are you with those guys from Holy Cross?" Dude, every group of people we met, like, "Oh, you with those guys, that group from Holy Cross?" We're like, "We are that group from Holy Cross." Dude, I'm telling you, it was, to say it was like you said, an experience is an understatement. All right, an understatement. So I can't even imagine how Freaknik would be. Okay, because this was crazy. This was crazy for us. So I can't even imagine, because we heard like people, everything's just getting crazy right in the middle of the street. Yeah. In alleys and behind dumpsters, behind buildings, behind cars, in cars, and it was like, holy cow! So
this was during the height of the AIDS epidemic. This is in the height of AIDS, and these people were still out here freaknicking.
Well, it was the beginning, because that's when Magic first got it. Because remember, it was in the beginning, so people were still wilding out. Let's just say people were still wilding out. If you're wondering what I'm looking at, I'm actually trying to find a picture from spring break, and I'm telling you, there were just 4 of us, and we was out there clowning. When I say clowning, I mean clowning. It was nothing nice. The stories from that, and we all bunched into one room, and sometimes we had to stay on the balcony with the windows closed for a while to allow, or we just go downstairs or just leave.
It's called good bonding too. It's good bonding time.
Yeah. And driving through Texas. Bonding. Yeah, good bonding time. You know what I mean? So it was oh God. I'll never ever forget that. And I'll put it this way. I'm glad I went. I don't know how spring breaks are now. I'm sure they're a lot more.
They still wild.
Oh, are they?
Still wild. Oh yeah, the ones in Miami Beach every year, because we got family in Miami, and they say, matter of fact, this year's Miami Beach spring break was supposed to be really like one of the wilder ones in recent memory and out of control, and they want the politicians in Miami Beach to do something about it. And the politicians in Miami Beach, like, you know how much money these young drunk college people are spending? We ain't about to stop this. We making way too much money off of this.
Hey, and the residents there around me.
Right, the residents are like, well, we got to live here too. He's like, yes, you do. But during spring break, we going to make our money.
So here's a picture of me in 1993, South Padre Island.
Oh! They are that group from Holy Cross, ladies and gentlemen.
Are you with that group from Holy Cross? No, we are the group from Holy Cross.
We are that group.
We're beer drinking. So my white boy Hitch, like, we got him. We involved him in all the beer drinking contests. We entered him in all the beer drinking contests. If it was, and it worked, because he's from a small town it's called Methuen, Massachusetts. So he's from a small town. So he was drinking probably in grammar school. I know. All right. So he would chug like 2 beers. And then you had you do funnels. So you pour all the beer in 2 funnels, like the oil funnels type thing. They have those, and you ready to go. Whoa, what the hell? What did they got? Man, we did, and then we did keg stands. Dude, it was definitely an experience. That's
the learned experience.
And it was so crazy. So you look at the guy on the left with the little hat and the little twirly thing on it. That's my guy Monty. He's a big time lawyer now in New York.
Yeah.
Hitch is a corrections officer in doing Mass. I know. And then you see me behind with my Holy Cross bucket hat. You see the little abs in there. I'm like, yeah, we were in shape back in the day. And then my guy Troy in the right with the red bucket hat, he runs a hedge fund in New York.
Wow.
He owns a hedge fund. So
wow.
Yeah, that was that
great times.
Unbelievable. So I know if that was crazy, I can't even imagine how crazy Freaknik, because it was nutso.
It was world renowned. It was world renowned, Sean.
Yeah.
Dudes were coming up from Jamaica, Bahamas. It was people from all over the world that descended on Atlanta during that time. And I heard the stories. From the people, and I was like, man, I don't know how y'all didn't go to jail.
Hey, Cindy said it was crazy. She got stories.
Yeah. So, I cannot wait. So everybody pay attention to Hulu. That special should be out pretty soon. And it's a whole lot of people having conversations with their children now to prepare them for what they may see.
And hopefully, here's where you hope that people got fat and lost their hair. All right. Because if you haven't seen them, because they look a lot different now. You got a little mustache, you got a gray beard, gray goatee, no hair. You might have lost a tooth or something. You know what I mean? You look a whole lot different than when you were back in shape.
Yep.
College.
See? You're like, who is that? No, that's not me. No, that is you, mommy. No, that's not me. I wasn't.
I had a tattoo. No, they were popular back then. That was the same popular. That's the same panther. That's the same panther, the tiger one on that all women had on their chest.
Gia said, deny. Good answer, Gia.
Hey, to borrow the words of Eddie Murphy, it wasn't me.
Wasn't me.
I saw you. I looked right in your face.
Nah,
wasn't me.
So, Jay, when does the special come out? What is it out?
I haven't seen a release date yet. So this is gonna be very interesting. I hope this thing sees the light of day, because there could be some very powerful people who don't want this stuff to come out if they are on there. But I don't know. I just think, when you're in your 20s in college, this is when you're supposed to do dumb, stupid, ignorant, crazy stuff. And, unfortunately, this generation, and, they paid the price for that because it's on the internet forever. And, our generation, we got by the skin of our damn teeth. We were like, oh, we safe. And now we hear they doing something special. People are like, oh, wait a minute, what's special? Wait, they're not going to digitally enhance the video, are they?
So according to Hulu's official description of the documentary Freaknik, the wildest party never told. Okay. There is not yet a release date for this documentary. And Hulu has not yet put out an official press release or trailer either. Okay. So, and they're saying in this particular article, it's called From the Decider. It says, however, we can guess the Freaknik documentary will come out in 2024, possibly even mid-April 2024, which would be the 40th anniversary of the famed 1994 Freaknik celebration. Okay. So because Hulu description specifically called out the 40th anniversary of Freaknik, we can guess we'll see the documentary in 2024. She said because it started in 84.
Oh boy.
So people got a year of execution. They got a year stay of execution.
Oh my God, this is gonna be hilarious. Well, wait, what's the title of it again, Sean? What'd you say the title of it is? The greatest what?
It's called, hold on, let me double check. Greatest story never told. Hold on.
The greatest story never told?
Freaknik, the wildest party never told.
The wildest party never told. See, there was a reason with the whole never told part. It was like everybody took a vow to not speak about it. But I don't think anybody thought that this was gonna come back and haunt them all these years later. But should be fun.
Here it is.
There you go. Freaknik, the wildest part never told. All right, everybody.
Thank you.
What can I say?
Thank you for not having camera phones back then. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you, technology.
Woo, thank you, technology, for being slow. Otherwise, we'd have had to be worried about Lance Irvin, and I'd have said, "Lance, are you in the video?" You'd have been like, "So, Lance, you're safe. We don't have to worry about seeing you on there. Your wife, Paula, has already put her disclaimer on Facebook, so I already know."
Paula was down there. She thinks she's slick. I know she was down there. I ain't mad at you because your husband would have been down there. I would have been down there. They said the 5'5" was down there one year too, Jay. I would have been standing there next to the 5'5". Come on, y'all, let's go get it.
Yeah, it was a place to be. All right, everybody. Thank you all so much for tuning in for this abbreviated spring break edition of What's Up, Cuz. We'll be back next week with a full edition with more guests. I will be conducting an interview with Ariel Wilson, University of Missouri assistant volleyball coach, and we will have that for you for next week's episode. And I think Lance is gonna probably round up a basketball coach or two.
I'm gonna round up
college
one.
basketball season.
If I get Kamani Young on the show, we round somebody up, Jason. Season.
There you go.
We get somebody.
So in the meantime, everybody, enjoy spring break. Enjoy golfing, baseball, whatever you do in the springtime. Walking with your loved one. Enjoy it. Be safe out there. For Lance Irvin and Sean Sierra, I'm Jason Palmer. Thank you for tuning in to What's Up, guys, and we will see you next week. Peace.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of a new day begun, we will march on to victory. We will march on to victory. Let us march on to victory.